Gonna do a little bit of a video here on this project we've been working on recently in the shop. This is something I'd done quite a bit of looking into and couldn't find anything on it, so I feel like it's probably a good time to kind of show what the deal is. With the backstory on the tractor, this is I believe this is an 85 model. It's a 4650. And it does have the power shift transmission. It's I think it's about a 6,000 hour tractor. We got a little bit of mess on the back. We're doing cab interior, but anyway, when I got the tractor, it's been a few years ago, I knew it needed a few things, and the biggest problem was that I had a lot of air in the hydraulics, cavitation, whatever you want to call it. Basically, when you start the tractor, it seemed like it would run fine, and then shortly after you let it run, it'd warm up, you could hear the pump chirping on the front pump down there, and just all kinds of basically erratic steering, where that runs the steering right up there. And then, like, of course, the dead giveaways, you'd put your quick hitch down, and then when you go up, it'd be shaking and basically acting like the tractor was really low on hydraulic fluid or plug filters. Well, we did everything. I drained the hydraulics, everything, put all new hydraulic fluid in, got it to level, put filters in. Had no luck with that at all. So then, and I haven't worked on a lot of these 50 series, so this was a little different for me, a little different setup. But there's a lot of different areas on the tractor. Like down here behind the hydraulic filters, there's a main suction screen on this pump line here. Goes into this body onto the side. So I checked that screen, it was fine. There's really no debris. There's even a bunch of different things you can check on these that are either have spring-loaded, basically like a regulator in them. I think there's even some in the front. And now since we have it apart, I didn't get any videos. Yeah, I think there's one in here. Anyway, there's all kinds of stuff. I looked up everything. I checked all that. Nothing. Everything was fine. So obviously I wanted to do what I could before I split the tractor, but I felt like the hydraulic pump itself was good. I was just sure there probably wasn't any problem with that, so decided to basically go the next step. About the only option. Take the engine off and take a look, and I'll go over here and grab a light real quick so you can see. Once had it apart, it was pretty obvious what was going on. So right inside here, and this is just with the engine split off. This is your first section, because then there you have your second section here, which is, you know, your transmission section. When I took it apart, come in here so you can kind of see this elbow is gone, and then this has what is basically a pickup trough that goes underneath here, and as the gear rolls around, it helps feed the oil out of the main pump. And so there's a mount on the side of the tractor, the bolts right here. There's two bolts actually right there, and those hold that in. Well, I guess the problem is, and supposedly this is a problem that they had a lot. I think the reason why we don't hear about it now is the fact that these tractors are getting old, and that's probably happened already and been done and gone. But when that's broke and that little elbow's gone, then the pump can never actually keep up. So when the oil's warm and it's coming in here, these holes just open here in this cast cavity, and so you have a lot of aeration going through the system, and it can't keep up. And I, after kind of did this, because I'd talked to a few old guys that said, well, they'd heard about maybe a pickup tube issue, but none of them really were mechanics. They didn't know even what the deal was, but they said if you fill it way over full, sometimes those symptoms would go away. Well, I never tried that. I had thought about it, but that does make sense. If you had lots of extra oil, I mean a lot, I'm guessing probably 4 or 5 gallons, too much in here. Maybe not that much. I can't say for sure. You get up here closer to that hole where you don't have the pickup trough working for you anymore, and then that problem would somewhat go away. But obviously there's other problems by running it too full of oil, like it'd be puking out everywhere and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. But it took forever, but we special ordered in as pieces. We got that in there. And now we're gonna go ahead and at least get the tractor together. We had a few other things going on with this. Once we get it together, I might go over a few of those things. Some other problems they had, but it seemed like this kind of had all those little problems that people had to deal with quite a bit.